You did a sketch recently, and it got you in a little bit of trouble.
You said we stand with the Jewish, Muslim, Christian, and all other communities.
That was your caption? That was your
Yeah,
caption.
I wrote a long ass
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, I sent it to hella people. Proofers. My parents wanted to name me David.
Really?
And then I had like an uncle who was like, no, don't do that. He has to be in touch with his culture. Da, da, da. They're like, just call him David. But
Wow.
his name's right on the birth certificate, Dauood.
And it was just easier for like teachers and
Exactly, for life.
bullies.
And then, for sure. But it was still confusing because I looked the way I looked and be like, that ain't a David.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of that. But then I wasn't getting into Sketchfest or any festivals, and all my peers were. And I was like, I'm going to go buy a more ethnic name. And then I got into like every festival the next year.
crazy how, the ethnicity didn't work too well the first 15 years of life.
Exactly. It was hated for it, and then
Yeah.
it was like the cool thing. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, right. Like after puberty, like when girls started to be interested, it was
Yeah.
like, okay, actually, there is some use for this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Affirmative action.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, affirmative action. Yeah.
Come on.
Your family's from Afghanistan.
My family's originally from Afghanistan.
Both
Yeah.
parents?
Both parents. Full-blooded Afghan. Not cousins. But
Nice. You got to check. You got to.
Yeah.
When did they come to the States?
79, I believe.
That was a big year.
Yeah, the Cold War. Russia invaded Afghanistan. My family's like one of the first ones out. My dad was like, I got a bad feeling about what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
So they just dipped immediately.
Well, good call on his part.
He's used that decision because he was spot on. I mean, everybody's like, you saved all our lives and everything. He's used that to make a whole bunch of bad decisions ever since.
Oh, really?
But he's like, do you remember that one?
Yeah.
All right, you guys trust my instincts.
People ask him for stock tips now. And
Terrible at stocks.
I've seen you make a lot of sketches and stuff.
Yeah, I've made a decent amount of sketches. That's what helped me in the beginning. Like during COVID, I was pumping them out because you couldn't do stand-up. So I was just shooting sketches nonstop. And luckily, a whole bunch of them went viral. So I love doing the sketches. It's hard to do. I'm not a very hard worker, so it's hard to it's hard to be like,
I want validation, but don't want to work for it.
no, that's
Yeah.
the perfect.
Yeah,
If I could
yeah.
just get someone just telling me they love me without me having to put any effort in, that's the greatest.
No, I've seen a lot of your sketches. It's great. You and Chai have done sketches.
Yeah,
together
regrettably.
before.
Yeah, we've
I
done a
liked
few.
your tip sketch, the one where you like we're deciding
Yeah.
on tip.
Yeah,
went
that
viral.
was that
Was
went
that your
viral.
idea?
That was his.
Yeah.
That was his sketch.
I could see that. Can you like just do it for me real quick? You know.
Up.
Yeah, it is up. So
I've heard people be like, "Tell me a joke." You were like, "Do a sketch." That's wild.
Dauood was like, how much should we tip? 15%. And I'm like, bro, we're so privileged, blessed, and well off. Let's stay that way. Tip him 5%.
There you go.
So good.
Yeah.
You did a sketch recently, and it got you in a little bit of trouble.
I thought of a sketch during what was happening and filmed it. Sat on it for like 2.5, 3 weeks. So I was like, I don't know if I should even post this ever.
Yeah.
I was like, I shot this. Like, I don't know if it's worth it. I might get in trouble. I don't know if it's even the right message. It might offend Palestinian people. It might offend. Like, I was just like, I sent it to hella people. I sent it, and then I got like a whole bunch of people. I sent it to
You
like
got feedback from comedians?
from
or?
comedians, mostly Jewish and Palestinian
Yeah.
comedians, or like
Yeah.
Middle Eastern people.
Right. And they all hated it.
And they all were like, never post it. And I was like, I have to. No, everybody. I was so surprised on how like everybody I sent it to was like, you have to post this.
Wow.
This is like
Yeah.
important.
Wow,
I was like,
wow.
I don't know if it's important.
Wow.
I was like, okay, all right. And I got a big head. I was like, I'm making a change.
Kid from Newark out here.
And I was like, all right, I'm on the right side of things. I think this is good. And I waited like another week. And then I posted it. I just threw it out there. And then it got mixed reviews.
On TikTok, you put it on TikTok, or you put it on everything?
I put it on TikTok, did okay on TikTok, went more viral on Instagram, but not even like compared to my other stuff. It still hasn't reached 1 million. A lot of people loved it, but then there's a lot of people who I saw wouldn't hit the like button or leave a comment who would message me and be like, that was awesome. And I'm like,
wow.
all right, I see it. I see what you're doing.
Wow.
I'm glad you like it, but you could have hit that like button. You know, a lot of people, I would get a text message, this is so great. This is so brave. I'm like, thank you. I'm like, you didn't like it. Like,
Yeah.
So a lot of people were like afraid. And it was literally during the time where like Susan Sarandon, she just lost work.
And Mia Khalifa, you didn't want to ride the Mia Khalifa train.
Khalifa and what's her name? Melissa Barrera. Like a whole bunch of people were just losing work for being pro-Palestine. And, the sketch was about like an Israeli real estate thing. I thought it was so funny. It just made sense. and try to throw some,
Israeli
is real estate. Yeah,
yeah.
There's some
love the pun there. That's good.
yeah.
Jay, can we roll it? Can we watch it?
Hello, I'm Dauood, Israel Realty Group, formerly known as Palestinian Realty Group. And boy, do I have a deal for you. Here at Israel Realty Group, we believe in making these illegal settlements your dream home. This whole area used to be schools and hospitals, but we bombed it just so you can live here. This is all yours now if you want it for zero down. What? Zero down. You heard me. Zero down forever. Literally. You don't have to put a cent down and you can have it as long as you're a Zionist. And let me tell you about the amenities. All these locations come with electricity and water. As long as you're not Palestinian, they don't get any of it. Zero. You're probably asking, why am I so lucky? Why do the Zionists get all this? I'll tell you why. 4 billion in American tax dollars get sent to us, so we get to use it. It's for you. Take advantage of it. We understand at Israel Realty Group, sometimes you don't want just land or property. You want an actually refurbished home. We have that as well.
Assalamu alaikum, bro.
Wa alaikum assalam, Muhammad. This beautiful single one-bedroom apartment can be yours, currently uninhabited. I got one of those alerts about 3 minutes before this place is bombed. So never mind, take back what I just said. Please reach out to Israeli Realtor Group for your future illegal settlements.
Yeah, see,
It's now because I post content on this subject matter, and now I know what people say when I don't know if I should laugh or cry.
it's a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of laughing and crying and cry laughing.
First of all, you look great in a suit.
Thank you. Hated it. Hate wearing suits.
So, and secondly, where did you film that?
Oh, we had to jump a fence into some construction yard. They were just doing construction, and
You literally hopped a fence.
we hopped the fence.
You
to
were
shoot it.
illegally settling on
We
it.
literally were illegally settling to make that. Yeah. No, it was great. Yeah, my suit got all dirty and I was rolling around in the dirt. Yeah, and then I wrote a whole long message because I was so afraid of offending so many people. Just both sides, I was afraid of offending. But then one side took it really well, and the other side.
You said we stand with the Jewish, Muslim, Christian, and all other communities.
That was your caption? That was your caption?
I wrote a long ass thing. I was
yeah.
I sent it to hella people, proofreaders. I need this iron tight. I can't get in trouble.
Right. You're
And-
like, this is about no specific situation. It's just reflecting.
This is a hypothetical.
Yeah.
And like I said, I sent it to a lot of Jewish comedians, and I was like, how insensitive is this? And most of them this is good, dude. Just let it rip.
Yeah, they were all anti-Zionists.
Yeah. Well, it's for a certain demographic. So
Has this affected your relationship with any Jewish comedians or just Jewish people in your lives in general?
I got a whole bunch of DMs from Jewish comedians who I don't I'm not very close with, but saying stuff about I'm supporting murder and all this violence and stuff. I didn't respond to any of that stuff. It's just
Because they're wrong.
it's if you're not gonna take anything I say in good, I think anytime we do comedy and this stuff, you take a little bit of what I say in good faith.
It's just a joke.
Literally, it's just a joke.
Relax and laugh, folks.
Yeah,
It's just a joke.
It's just a joke. So I started losing gigs because of it.
Yeah.
One, I was I know for a fact they didn't want to work with me because of my sketches or my Palestinian takes.
How do you know that?
I had we were working out a weekend with Dallas Comedy Club. I'll call them out because I've already did. And they pulled the contract and before I got to sign it or anything. And they were like, yeah, we don't want to work with him anymore.
Because he's a real estate agent. We thought he was a comedian.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, his rates are terrible. But yeah, they pulled the contract and we went through a rabbit hole of all of his stuff, and we don't really like what he's been saying about what's going on over in Israel. So we're gonna pull the contract. But they talked to my manager. They didn't put any of this in writing. They sent it a vague email. I was he didn't sign the contract. We're just gonna pull it. And my manager's like, what? He's like, I'm about to send it to him. What changed your mind?
Yeah.
And they're like, if you want to talk about it, give us a call. He gave him a call, and that's what they said over the phone.
I see.
I was like, first of all right, it is what it is, but also, are you sure this is what happened?
Yeah.
This is because of that. It's not some other weird thing going on.
Yeah.
They're like, no, dude. They told me over the phone specifically this reason,
Yeah.
and then I was gonna let it go again because I don't want to be known as a drama starter, or I don't want to be perceived as hard to work with or any of that stuff.
Right.
But I told some buddies, and they told some comedians that are like huge. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name, but
Jerry Seinfeld.
Yes, Jerry Seinfeld. No, some like really big guys, and one of them called me and was like, "Hey, this is, you know what? This is like, I don't know anything about what's going on over there." I'm like, it's just some white comedian. He's like, I don't know anything about
Yeah.
who's right or who's wrong or any of that. But I know you should be allowed to talk about this. You're Palestinian. You should talk about it as much as you want. I don't want to correct them.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's all the same. Yeah.
I was like, oh, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
And he made it sound like he was gonna reshare everything and like really be had my back. He's like, call them out, them, burn the ground. If they give you trouble, we got your back.
Dude, Kevin Hart said all of that.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
amazing.
Kevin Hart's an animal, bro.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, they gave me a D. He's like, when you make the call out video, make it look like a hostage video. And I was like,
Oh my God.
I was like, that's okay. I don't know if I can do all that. So then I called them out because I was kind of told to, and because if they did it to me, you know, who else are they doing it to? That was like the selling point. They're like,
No one.
Yeah, I'm the only one, which is crazy because I've had like other brown comics work that club since, and
Sure,
they've hit me up as like, and I'm like, do what you have to do to get your money. I'm not offended. And they're like, I talked to them. They said it was a contract dispute, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's what they're gonna say.
Okay.
You know, I'm like, if you say so, I whatever.
Yeah, they're gonna call it a military operation, not a genocide, right?
Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
So yeah, I called them out, and I didn't know what I was trying to get out of it. I wasn't trying to like burn the place down or.
Good.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I'm putting that
Dad.
out there,
Yeah.
right? And the thing is, I've heard nothing but good things about that club. I've heard they're so nice and everything, but I don't know, they canceled my gig for a few jokes. I don't know. It's just a comedy club shouldn't, like, that's the one place we're supposed to be. And the thing is, they never reached out after all that. I made a video calling them out and everything.
Oh, really? Okay.
And they never hit me with a DM like, hey, this is like not what happened, or like, hey, we're sorry, or hey, can you take the nothing? Just they blocked me on everything.
Oh, they blocked you.
They just blocked me.
Okay.
And then they're
Well,
like,
then
move on.
clearly, yeah, that
So
was
that's what
it
it
was.
is. And then I read a lot of the reviews and people were tearing them apart. But then Yelp, I think, stopped it because like
Really?
Yelp and Google, I think they have to like you have to check in to get like.
You couldn't create that many accounts, or
Yeah, I had me and my boys. I had one of those bot farms or whatever. Yeah, me and the Russians finally came together. For
yeah, good,
Yeah.
good for you, man. Right.
Also, the craziest thing, I forgot to mention all this. Like a month later, after the sketch, an Israeli real estate group
offered you a
is
job?
real thing. No, they have it like they have an Instagram.
Oh, yeah?
where they're selling like those like demolished properties.
Really? Oh yeah, right.
It's literally
Right,
like
they are literally
up?
doing what
Yeah,
your sketch.
dude. Whoa.
Yeah, they say life imitates art, right?
everybody and their mom was sending me like, dude, they're actually doing it. They're actually doing it. And I'm
Right.
like,
You
yeah,
you should send that to Dallas Comedy Club.
yeah, and be like,
0 down.
Right
Oh,
on, man.
man.
Well, yeah, dude. Thanks for stopping by and hanging
yeah,
with
man.
us.
Thanks for having me, man.
You
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to plug anything?
Yeah.
I'll be in, this is all February dates.
Okay.
And I'll be in Austin, February 23rd, 24th, at Cap City, and then DC, the beginning of March 1st and March 2nd. Come out to those. Would love to see you guys. And then just Dauood on everything. Dauood. That's it.
Dauood Naimyar.
How much should we tip? Like 15%, you think?
Bro, we're so privileged, blessed, and well off. Let's stay that way. Tip them 5.